this guy right here. This is Joshua. Not Joshua. Jashua. Bio. Ooh la la la. So, I know you guys are probably wondering, where is everyone? We're going to do something a little different starting off. So, introducing first, standing here, wondering when he's going to walk through the door. Yeah. This man right here. This is Lindsay, a.k.a. IGB, a.k.a. Nintendo 64. Not 64, 64. A.k.a. the Miracle Man. Bio. This man is a legend. He'll cross you on the court, crisscross applesauce. And after he drops you, he'll freestyle and drop a diss track about you while you're still falling. Whether he's driving to the paint, clutching up late in the game. All this man gets is buckets, call him the Miracle Plan. When the clock ticking low, they scream Miracle Man. Cross them up, break the floor, leave them stuck where they stand. Buckets, all hail the Miracle Man. Crowd chanting, heartbeat louder than the bass drum. Last second fade away, haters doubts all undone. He gets buckets. No fluke, no joke, his game be the truth. Yeah, he gets buckets. Now, the second man. Still wondering when he's going to come through the door. This guy right here. His name is Hunter, a.k.a. Hunt, or be hunted, a.k.a. the headhunter. Bio. He might sell cars, but he's got the drive to take any conversation to the next level. He throws gas on the fire and delivers one mean handshake. This man doesn't tire, but he keeps it rolling. But let's pump the brakes real quick. One more thing. Some may not understand, but 2 words that I can say would be Indy Hartwell. ... Go ahead. Give me a call, man. Yeah. Yeah. Hunter be hunted. All right. Something a little different for you guys. We're working on it.
We need the better cues.
Better cues. Yeah. I will work on that. But anyway, welcome to Wrestling with Progression, guys. Again, I don't have to do the introduction again. But anyway, you know I'm Joshua with an A, not Joshua. But anyway, let's get down to business. So, what we're going to be discussing today, we're going to be talking about WrestleMania matchups. That's pretty much going to be our topic for today. It's a lot of matches to discuss. But before we get started, Lindsay, we want to start off with you. What are you most excited about with WrestleMania for the WrestleMania cards?
WrestleMania cards, I'd say I'm interested as far as match-wise in the Fatal 4-Way. You got Dom, Penta, you got Braun Breaker, and you got Finn Balor. In so many different avenues they could go. Braun could just win as normal. That's fine. Finn could somehow win. I don't think so, but maybe he eats the pin from a Dom or something that breaks Judgment Day up. Or you can just go Penta and ride the wave he's already on. So I really don't know who's going to win, and that's what makes a match interesting.
Yeah.
You don't know the result.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's got to be Liv and Raquel versus Lyra and Bailey. No, I'm kidding. No,
that may be a sleeper match, honestly.
For me, it's probably got to be Jay versus Gunther still. I think Gunther's winning now.
Hey, man.
And I'm ready to ride that wave.
So, I mean,
I'll go to war with you.
Oof, that would suck. You let your brother get the dog crap beat out of him on national TV, bleeding in the middle of the ring, and then you lose and don't defend his honor. What a loser!
I'm riding the Gunther train right now. I don't know why. I feel like he's just a monster.
Gunther wins. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be mad at a Gunther dub because he really is the total package as far as a champion. Just looking at him, he means business.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't mind a Gunther win. Obviously, some of us want Jey Uso to win.
Yeah.
According to your shirt. But we'll see, man.
I feel like it's a win-win situation. I'm happy with either one winning, but more and more over the past couple of weeks, like that's what it's feeling like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And honestly, I think the Jey and Gunther match, it may be a sleeper. I know a lot of people that are going against Jey, of course. Like some people.
I don't know who.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I really think they could utilize. They have to use it at the right time, but some false finishes if they are going to go Jey.
Yeah.
Kind of shows his resilience.
Yeah.
You know,
Most
Gunther's
definitely.
keep trying to put him down, and he kicks out. And, you know, maybe he gets the sleeper. He fights to the ropes type of deal, just to kind of get the people more behind him than he already has, but to show that he's willing to battle through everything to become that champion and defend Jimmy Uso, man. Because Jimmy always had his brother's back. We being honest, all the way back with Roman. Who was the one who kicked Roman in the face? It was Jimmy. I got you. Jimmy was the one to slap Gunther. I got you.
Hey,
and
that slap was intense.
Yeah. Next thing you know, Jimmy legitimately took the bullet and got beat down.
Yeah, medical facility time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm curious to see what route they go with that because...
Yeah, it's that Jey promo though from Raw. That was either gonna make or break Jey, to be honest. Personally, like that's my perspective on that too. What do you guys think?
Let him wild up his hair a little bit more, make him look a little bit unhinged. Just slowly but surely turn him back into Crash Out Jey Uso. I wouldn't even mind if he just came out with Crash Out Jey Uso. But I think they can't do that because I seen Trick Williams had a Crash Out Trick Williams shirt or whatever, so they probably can't use it now. But right-hand man Jey was unhinged. Yeah. So I would like to see some of that again.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. All right, so how do you guys feel about the triple threat match for Roman versus CM Punk or Seth? Who do you guys going for, and what do you think may happen, actually?
I think the winner's just Paul Heyman in general. Whoever wins the match is who's going to align with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
And Paul Heyman has 3 of the biggest talents in the company right now. He's the winner of the match, but I got to go Seth. Seth, I feel like Paul's somehow going to turn on both of them and be like, Seth was my guy always.
I agree. I actually see that too.
I'm on the same boat. Usually we want to have different opinions, but I feel like Paul has a legit reason for turning on both of those guys. I mean, Roman after WrestleMania abandoned them, disappeared. When CM Punk was there, he asked him, "Please take me with you." CM Punk did not.
That.
He left him there to pay the price with Solo, and the bloodline or the new bloodline puts him through a table. Paul's gone. And it's like, you had a chance to save Paul Heyman too. Seth Rollins is the only one that really hasn't had that relationship with him, but hasn't screwed him over at the same time.
Yeah.
So maybe I do trust Seth Rollins and see if he's one that doesn't just toss me to the wolves like everyone else I align with. Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see how it goes, but I think I got Seth as well.
I mean, sometimes the best enemies makes the best allies. I mean,
definitely.
Paul Heyman's been with Lesnar while Rollins was facing him. He's been with Reigns while he's been facing him. Yeah. I mean, even when he was with Cesaro, I think, or no, not with Cesaro. I don't think Cesaro ever had matches with Rollins at that point. But like even then, it's like, you know, that's an enemy of yours you've been continuously facing time and time again. Yeah. Now it's about to be your ally. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And not only that, I mean, Seth has been a great worker as far as just, I'll take the L here. I'll take the L there. And it's like, this is due time for him to just get back on the winning track as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And just because, you know, he's been enduring. It's time for Seth to get a W. Roman is always Roman at that point. He's so high up now. Mm-hmm. You know, it won't hurt him. And I think it'll help the story as well.
Definitely.
CM Punk is still CM Punk. So, and Seth Rollins still Seth Rollins, but I feel like it would just make the story continue and more interesting if that happens. Because you got to think, Paul Heyman aligns with Seth, that goes past WrestleMania.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it's just a matter of which route they want to go. Do they bleed towards Roman trying to get his wise man back, or CM Punk trying to get his best friend back? And you can kind of pick and choose from that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and usually with a manager, especially like a manager, who they're going to align with in a match. Yeah. Usually you just put them with somebody who can't talk very well on the microphone. But these three guys are arguably three of the best microphone guys ever.
Definitely.
They don't need a guy to talk for them. So it's like legitimately there's a reason for everyone to win this match. And I mean, Seth is, just like I said, for me, is the not obvious choice. I feel like they're trying to say, oh, Punk's going to win or Roman's going to win. Yeah. But then you get a little bit of a swerve in there, but it's not something that's like too out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. That's good. That's good. And honestly, do you guys remember when Roman was mentioning, when I'm not with my wise men anymore, that's when you will not see me again? Mm-hmm. I remember he said that. When did he say that, actually? I know he said it. It was sometime last year, actually.
Yeah, I think it was a build-up to Cody.
Yeah. So it makes me wonder. So let's say if...
Was that Paul Heyman's Hall of Fame ceremony?
I think it was. Yeah. So if Seth actually, if Heyman actually turns on Punk and, well, he kind of technically, I wouldn't necessarily say he turned on Reigns, but in a way, but I don't think, you think Roman would actually retire by that time? Or
I think
don't
he's
know.
Just such a big attraction at this point. I mean, he doesn't need to retire necessarily, but if he goes to a role where, he comes out for the big pay-per-views, maybe some build-ups to some smaller pay-per-views, where he's not every week, he still has that aura around him. He's still been there. He's still been great. I mean, it's been over a decade since he set the record for the most eliminations of the Royal Rumble. Right. So it's like he's been there for a very long time. It wouldn't be unnecessary for him to be like, okay, my kids are growing up. I want to take a little bit of a break and not be on the road every week, which I think he's definitely done over the past year and the past couple years, actually. But, that dude also has fought like leukemia twice. So,
right.
It's like nobody's going to fault him if he does take that like little bit step back. Plus, he's The Rock's cousin. The Rock can open doors for him anywhere. It's like, dude's internationally loved. He's got options.
Yeah. Shout out to Roman, though.
And that's another thing. It's just with Roman's attraction at this point, he is such a big star that he doesn't need the same amount of time as everyone else to build up a feud, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. He just pops up, to set up a pay-per-view. Let's just use Royal Rumble, for example. Mm-hmm. I'm back. I'm going after this guy. Everyone's just going to be so excited. They're not really going to care, and the build-up will still be pretty solid just because of who he is. He's the tribal chief. Mm-hmm. He chose this person to battle. Yep. He must be important.
Yep.
And, you can kind of take that compared to other wrestlers who haven't had that attraction. You need that time to build up the feud to actually make people care. Yeah. People are going to care because it's Roman Reigns.
Absolutely.
At this point.
The tribal chief.
Yeah.
YTC. YTC, the tribal chief. OTC, the tribal chief. Yeah.
I mean, there's another triple threat match I'm pretty interested in, Josh.
Yeah.
What is that?
The Women's World Championship.
That is a great one, too. Honestly, I think Bianca may take it.
Think so?
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm going EO now.
Yeah, I was right. All three of us have different answers because I'm going Rhea.
Oh, man. And speaking of which, before we discuss that, Lindsay, would you like to show them with that? Yeah.
So, a couple years ago, the wife painted this portrait of Bianca Belair. We put it on TikTok, hoping that she'd see it just to, show her that we love Bianca Belair here. But yeah, my wife done this about a couple years ago, and I painted this portrait for her. It's still on TikTok, and maybe I'll,
One day,
she'll see that and appreciate my wife's work.
It's been up there since day one-ish.
Yeah, I know. I can't get it up on the piano, so it's gonna go down on the ground for now. But
I applaud you.
Yeah, we could definitely continue though.
yeah,
But go ahead.
let's carry on. But I guess we'll just give our reasons for all three of our answers. The reason I go EO is, I mean, I probably fell right into the bait, but Bianca and Rhea are just such an attraction.
Yeah.
Mushing EO out of the way that it could really just bump her into another atmosphere if she pulls that off.
Yeah.
And not only that, it still wouldn't hurt Bianca and Rhea because they'll probably still be going at each other.
That is
I'm
true.
the best in the business. No, I'm the best in the business. They can really kind of carry that. I don't know how long, but they could really just butt heads and just fight each other for how long, and many people won't complain about it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my reason. It's not too much other than just being tossed aside and sneaking up a dub.
I mean, just give Rhea everything. She can win all the titles.
Yeah.
She's so entertaining. She makes anything she touches entertaining. Yeah. I watched like one. I forget what country it was for, but they were doing one of the WWE like for the like a different language channel. Yeah. And it was Rhea and Jay backstage doing yeet or no yeet, and I was just like, oh. Just everything she touches is more entertaining. Like, I just love Jay even more now that he's with Rhea. Like, just give her all the titles. ID prospect title they just introduced, the speed title. She could be the WWE champion. I don't care at this point. She's just so entertaining. I mean, like, everything she touches turns to gold.
So, I hate to put you in a pickle, buddy, but what if it's Rhea against Indy Hartwell ever, like, in the future?
It's Rhea still.
Is it because you have a picture with her?
I do have a picture with her. She is a very, very nice lady. She was very sweet when I met her at SummerSlam. But,
yeah, we mentioned this on the first episode. But, yeah.
No, very sweet lady. But, no, it's just, like, when I watch her, I'm entertained by because she's not, like... Tiffany is a great wrestler. Love her. She's a great champion. But she's very athletic. She does the same kind of stuff. Yeah. Where Rhea has this like powerhouse, like aggressive tendency that I don't see with other people. Like I feel like Liv has that a little bit, but Liv isn't, 6 inches taller and probably she's got more muscle. You know what I mean? Like I like when they have that tenacity. Like Liv's probably my second favorite right now just for that reason. Yeah. And it's just I want to see that every week, and Rhea produces that every week. Everyone loves her everywhere she goes, except the people who are like Liv supporters or Bianca supporters, which are obvious reasons, but she is amazing. Yeah. If she has the championship, she doesn't need the championship to be honest, but I feel like the championship needs her a little bit because it just swapped around a little bit over the past couple months. It needs another somebody to hold it for a while. Not a year, not 4 years, just like another good 6-month run.
Absolutely.
Like
it's good.
In my opinion, Rhea is never the wrong answer in any situation. I do feel like she's number one in the company, and maybe even almost out of the men. Maybe between her and Cody, and that's saying something. I mean, I remember they actually came out with that new show, Stephanie's Places, and the Rhea Ripley episode was up, and Stone Cold, she didn't even know. He gave her so much praise and says she just gets it. Like, that's probably the number one superstar right now.
Oh, yeah.
Her and Cody have battles of who's selling the most merchandise. You got me this week, Rhea. Like, that's how big of a superstar she is. So you're not going to get any complaints this way
absolutely.
at all.
I don't think I'd be upset with any of them winning. All should be a champion. All could be a champion. There's not a reason any of them can't be a champion. But like I said, in my opinion, give it to Rhea.
And before you take over, Josh, that also goes into, what I say, unpredictability. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All three of these women you feel could win and have a legitimate reason to win. Yep. Rhea obviously being the top dog. Bianca once being that top dog. And I felt like they put Bianca in that tag division to help Jade, but also elevate the women's tag division. Now, did it work? Maybe, maybe not. I think it worked a little bit, when they were rolling. Mm-hmm. But now Bianca wants to be back there again. Yeah. And, and then you got Io, who's just such a great performer, night in, night out.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know who's going to win just because of those reasons. And that's what makes it great.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. So the reason why I chose Bianca, I honestly believe that it's going to further the Jade storyline Maybe I could be wrong, but it's just the fact that I think Bianca is starting to slowly turn into like a new character and like a heel character. We're kind of seeing that, but I think the crowd is actually forcing her to turn into a heel, because we noticed that we were just discussing this while we were on our way here, that the crowd are starting to like boo her a little bit. So it's like you can tell she's starting to get into that role. So even when she was in NXT, she did play a heel role a little bit, and it was actually pretty good. So I think this new character development, I think Bianca may possibly take home the title. I think that's why she may win.
What's interesting about that is, I used to think what Bianca means to the kids. That all goes out the window once John Cena.
I was just going to say.
I
was going to touch that. We will discuss that.
This is the year of F them kids. So if Bianca could really just take a turn, and I don't put it past anyone anymore to just turn heel out of nowhere, despite business, despite the children. We don't care about the kids anymore in 2025. Let's be honest. Everyone needs to go to the dark side. It makes your life a lot smoother.
All right. Yeah, no. I don't know how we follow up with that one. Well, I mean, we could talk about people hating their kids. What about Rey Mysterio and
nice segue.
And
nice transition, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
El Grande.
Americana.
Oh man. Honestly, that's not Chad. I don't care what anyone says. That's not Chad.
It's the Big Show.
Yeah. Gotta be.
Yeah. Only the Big Show can look like that.
Honestly, I think it's Jamie Noble.
I mean, I might have to roll with the Big Show again, just because, similar to that Captain Insano.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. Oh,
yeah. He's a man of many talents.
Yeah. Man. Honestly, you guys think El Americano is going to pull it off against Rey?
Oh, yeah. Rey doesn't. Yeah. Rey doesn't need to win.
Ray doesn't need to win. You're Rey Mysterio. You're a legend.
Here's what I want to say about Rey. So I've never been a big Rey Mysterio fan. Great in the ring. Never say he's a bad person or wrestler or anything.
Yeah.
But here's what I've noticed since he's come back. He doesn't wrestle as much, but have you noticed like the high flyers have gotten significantly better?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's his influence or not, but like I liked Lince Dorado, I liked Kalisto, Sin Cara, some of those mass high flyer guys. They were great. But now I feel like with Rey, like I feel like he definitely helped Axiom. When he was a kid, it was okay. But Axiom and Nathan Frazier are amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like Rey has a lot of touches in that, helping them. I don't know if that's true or not, but it just feels like that. So I want Rey to have as many WrestleMania matches, whatever he wants to do, as long as he wants to do it, do it.
Yeah. It's just insane.
But he doesn't need to win anything.
Yeah. It's just so insane that you mentioned that too, because a lot of, wouldn't necessarily say all luchador wrestlers, but a lot of them idolize. Some of them idolize Rey.
Yeah.
Like from Rey Fenix, from Penta. Then it's just like they found their own creative flair into making them unique and stand out. Heck, even Joaquin Wilde and what's the other dude?
Cruz del Toro.
They all idolize. Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
So,
Escobar.
Do you think, with El Grande Americano, maybe in the backstage, you're kind of forming his wrestling style into a mixture of that powerhouse wrestling with luchador tendencies?
That's
good.
Good.
He's throwing in
That's
a little
really
bit of, hurricanranas in there and things of that nature. And still learning on the process of becoming a luchador that can just do it all.
Yeah.
And we know the guy behind the mask, whoever that may be, is a very talented individual.
It's Rusev.
And yeah, it may be. It may be.
Speaking of that, Rusev, we're going to discuss that more later on down the line, but I'm just wondering where he's going to fit once he's actually come, because you think about it, Malachi
RKO
Black.
At Mania.
Yeah, true.
Maybe he eats an RKO at Mania, man.
It's
yeah,
so
and plus
tough how much talent they got now.
Yeah, especially Malachi is going to be Alistair, he's going to be coming back.
Yeah.
So it's just there's so many matchups that can happen. So we'll discuss that some other time though, because we're sticking to Mania. But anyway, who do you guys think is going to take the women's championship between Tiffany and Charlotte? Well, the WWE Women's Championship, I would say.
I think it's Tiffy time.
It's Tiffy time.
It's Tiffy time. So I don't know. I think it's Tiffy time. She's winning it all.
I want to say it's Tiffy time too, but you know how Charlotte is.
And I'll put it like this: every time we feel like it's someone else's time, they pull the Charlotte card.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be that guy to put my hopes on the Tiffy boat, and then they be like, "We don't care about your thoughts. It's never Tiffy time. It's Charlotte's time all the time." I'm going Tiffy time though.
Yeah. Good little heat promo. Charlotte's doing really good Twitter interactions and apologizing for calling Chicago fans smart, but I don't want to see Charlotte the title.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. It's like we respect Charlotte for the things that she done, but honestly, it is really Tiffy time. Please don't stop the Tiffy time. We love Tiffy.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's laid out there, man. And not only that, unfortunately, it had to go that way, but some of this real heat has kind of helped it a little bit.
Man, that promo caught me off guard. I think Tiffany she honestly was getting very pissed.
Yeah.
Then she just went off on Charlotte. 0-3.
Yeah. People tend to do that with Charlotte.
Yeah.
It happened with Becky Lynch.
Yep. I was just going to mention that. Yep. That's good.
Also, Ludwig is the only man ever to be known not to actually cheat after being publicly accused on national TV. Every male in America knows that that is wrong.
Dude, look, that's what you call him before? Lariz Kaiser.
Yeah,
Lariz.
Man,
please.
Nobody believed it. And that's funny because I seen the post like that. They said, Ludwig is the only person to be accused of cheating, and like nobody on a planet believed it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
No, it didn't happen.
Get us with that one.
Yeah. Every male fan of the crowd booed at that one. But I think at this point, if Charlotte gets a title, it's more that Charlotte needs the title. Where in all honesty, the title needs Charlotte to make it prestigious. Mm-hmm. But in this case right now, it's helping make Tiffany look better. It's helping Tiffany a lot more than it would help Charlotte. If you give it to Charlotte, it's just at this point, it's just because she needs the title to chase her dad's record. And it's like, why? Why would she want the title? The women's division, if you really think about it, all 5 women who are fighting in title matches for main title matches, they all have a reason to be a title champion. Yeah. But you also have Becky's rumored to be lurking around there. Apparently, she was supposed to be back at the Raw for Netflix debut, but Undertaker wanted to come celebrate with Rhea. But you have Becky looming around. Alexa's always a possibility in there. Lyra's doing great with the IC title. Yeah. Chelsea is I don't even know if she's on Mania.
Great. I'm sorry, I had to let that out.
Leave that to Samantha.
Oh man, I was hoping.
But even Chelsea, you could put the title on Chelsea and with the cabinet and everything, and have like an even more sassier version of JBL's cabinet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah. Bring up Robert Stone from NXT, and you basically just have the inverse of JBL's cabinet, and it makes complete sense. And I would love it. Good. But that could be a world champion right there. So it's like, but in all honesty, none of the women this weekend, except for Tiffany, really need the title to elevate them a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Tiffany's a big character, but she needs that little bit. The other 4 don't need their titles. Not saying they don't deserve it. They don't deserve to have a Mania moment, but,
Yeah.
That's true. It's kind of complex, too, because it's like everyone loves Tiffy time. I know I do. And it's like, but her character, daddy's girl type of deal, is just kind of like, it's such a heel persona. It's such a heel persona to be loved. So like I'm conflicted. Like technically, like you're not supposed to be like, but everyone loves it. So it's kind of weird seeing her as a face because she's never really changed.
Yeah, that's true.
She is just being herself. But those are the best, the best characters when you can just be yourself. And be as authentic as you can. To where, okay, maybe that is more so a Tiffy. And how she is. That's kind of how when Roman broke out. When he just, screw the cue cards, be Roman. Go out there and just talk your talk. Acknowledge me. I'm the best type of deal. And you could see his personality through the tribal chief. Yeah. And I feel like that's how Tiffy's going to be successcul. It's just good. Because it feels like her personality is Tiffy time.
Yeah. That's good. That's really good.
Yep. But, heck, I can't wait for that match though, because say what you want about Charlotte, the matches are going to be the matches. I mean, her and Rhea, that was a great match.
Yeah.
Triple threat match. That was fire. So.
Yeah. I mean, on the flip side of that, on the same show, you have Naomi and Jade, which is.
Yeah.
I mean, Bianca, Jade, and Naomi, that whole group right there, that's all going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Because what if Jade wins that and Bianca wins the title? Jade naturally has a person to go after now.
Yeah.
And just to lead more into what you were saying earlier about, her getting, that little heel rub a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That could be a whole arc there. Granted, I still think Rhea's winning, but it's, you understand. But if that's the route they go, I can't be mad at that route, because Jade versus Bianca, that was what was in her when she debuted in the Rumble.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted to see the most,
mm-hmm.
because you legit had two talents who were just, they looked stronger than
specimens.
Obviously stronger.
They weren't conceived. They were built in a lab. Like you do not get. Jade has muscles on her eyebrows, like that episode of SpongeBob. She has muscle on her eyebrows. She has muscles everywhere. Like,
man, speaking of which, like, this is off subject, but her workouts with Sheamus, like on the Celtic Warrior, dude, I was like, that is insane. No wonder why she's like just built. I know we spoke about Finn before too, but
yeah,
dude. But go ahead and continue.
As you could tell, I did not watch that workout video, so I'll take your word for it. But she's just a freak of nature.
Yeah.
That's
definitely.
like a one of one human, like Pat McAfee says. Like, that's a one of one when Brock Lesnar comes out. That's Jade. And Naomi is nothing to slash at either. She's fantastic. Who knew when she came out with the Funkadactyls that she'd be this good?
Man,
yeah, I didn't see that either.
When she was out there with the Funkadactyls, you looked at that and was like, you'll be a part of the show, maybe get released eventually, but you'll never really build up into something. But then she just turned into a natural character, natural self. And like I said, a lot of times you can see Naomi's real personality through her, her character. I feel like that's what helped her.
Yeah.
And now she gets to, play the heel role, proceed with caution with all the caution outfits.
Man, especially her evil
ambulance match, dude.
Dude, especially her evil laugh too, man. I was like, goodness gracious, she sounds very
maybe
devious.
Maybe Jimmy Uso's making her upset at home for some reason.
Crash out Jimmy Uso.
She finally crashed out. Sick of him leaving the toilet seat up. I'm sick of it. He's going to have to proceed with caution. Then she said, and then made the new character. It was just like something simple like that.
And sometimes that can actually spark some creativity, though. Something little like that.
Jimmy leaving the toilet seat up, left to Jade Cargill getting thrown through like the front windshield of a car.
Probably.
Yeah. I see the logical connection there. I'm on board with that one.
Correlation.
I'm on board with that.
Maybe they're on a trip. Obviously, they're traveling. Hotel room. She's with her husband.
They're in Aruba.
Wake up in the morning. Time to use the restroom. Falls in the toilet. Now she's mad. I gotta take this anger out. I don't want to take it out on my husband because that could lead to legal issues. You know what? Oh, Jade, douche right into a car.
Yeah, who's the most muscular woman on the roster who probably wouldn't feel most of the impact?
Yeah,
Jade.
You car now crash. I feel better now. And I get a title out of it.
I want Naomi to win this match now. I care too much about her now.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like we want Naomi to win. And it's like you can't do wrong with Jade winning either, but it's just
Jade can't lose.
What route can you actually go?
The only way Jade can lose is if she gets really angry and like DQs herself. You can't.
That can happen. That can happen. Yeah.
That could happen, but I don't think they're going to do that on Mania.
Yeah.
That's like Backlash. That's No Way Out. Like something like that. That's not Mania.
Yeah.
But Jade can't lose.
Then it's like, the Backlash type of deal. It's like with Bianca, Jade maybe goes after Bianca because she feels like you really took the titles with this woman that we earned together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were trying to look for who did it, but at the same time, we earned those titles, and you just kind of threw me to the side and grabbed another partner.
Yep.
I don't think she takes that too lightly either.
Yeah.
So it's so many routes they can go, and the next pay-per-view is Backlash.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense. So
that's good. That's really good. All right, so now we're going to talk about Cena and Cody. Who do you guys are going to take home that title? You think the spinner title is coming back?
No.
Or do you think the Cody Homelander, Cody Crybaby? At times I could be a Cody Crybaby. But I think Cody is taking it. No, actually Cena may be taking it somehow, I think. Because The Rock still may get involved somehow, I think. But go ahead. I'll let you guys continue. Go ahead. Anyway, just go.
Well, The Rock is the modern day Shang Tsung. He steals souls. So, it's going to be interesting to see who comes out because we know it's going to be interrupted. Yeah. We just got to figure out who's going to be a part of the match. And that's going to be interesting. As we all know, Stone Cold is in the area. And they can go that route,
Yeah.
The Rock has to be a part of it somehow. You can't just, do what you did to Cody and then just disappear like some kind of supervillain.
Yeah.
But,
he's definitely cooking something.
I just feel like the momentum that Cena got based off of that last promo, even though he got laid out in the ring, you could kind of see the people kind of turning on Cena's side, as the promo went on. Like, hey, wait a minute.
He has a point.
This guy has a point. And they're like, man, even when he's bashing the fans, they're kind of, you're right. I am full of crap. It's just like John Cena has a way of words to make you, the people, feel like, you know what? I'm a terrible person. This guy's right. I've been stealing from him. And I apologize, Cena. Take my hat back. Take my shirt. Will this cover the expenses? So I just feel like Cena might get it, man.
Yeah.
So I have a working theory that will go into another match later on. However, I think Cena wins this. And the reason why is because after Mania, you always get that after Mania lull. Everyone watches the first shows after Mania. Then it's like, and then they come back for SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. Like, I've done that. I've been guilty of that in the past. People will stay watching if Cena's on there. No offense to Cody. Cody has finally gotten to the point, I don't need the title. I'm already a main event, top of the line. Everyone wants to meet me no matter what.
That's a great point.
He's the $499 ticket photo meet and greet, not the $120 one. Like, he's top tier.
Yeah.
Cody losing it and taking a little bit of a break wouldn't hurt him. He's probably beat up a little bit. Bring Cena in. There's enough people on SmackDown. You could put him up with Cena and Drew maybe throughout the summer or something. But there's a match later where I have a theory of what's going to happen down the line with Cena, including this man. So I'm just going to leave it at that as Cena is winning this. I don't know what the match is going to have. I don't know if, everyone who's ever wrestled in WWE will come out. But I'm going to enjoy the match for what it is, but I think Cena wins at the end.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that you mentioned that too, because let's say if Cena wins, for one, there's so many opponents that he could actually face on his hill run. Because you think about it,
Orton.
Since Randy, since he doesn't have anything
I completely
to do.
forgot about him, yeah.
Yeah, so he has Randy. There's other baby faces, too, to really think about it.
Face Randy versus heel Cena, has that ever been done?
No.
They literally flip-flop.
Yeah. If we really, 12 years ago, 09, was it 09?
09 Randy, for sure.
That was 15 years ago, buddy.
Dude, that is crazy. I feel old and crusty.
And not only that, Randy weighs more than Cena now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You really think.
And now Randy's the bigger guy, which we've never seen that.
That's crazy.
It's so weird.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Cena was always just jacked.
Are we gonna get Super Orton versus Legend Eraser Cena?
Now we're gonna see Cena doing like dirty moves, like low blows, taking advantage.
Yeah, we haven't seen him wrestle so far as a bad guy yet.
Yeah, he's gonna be doing. You notice speaking of which, we've kind of discussed it a tiny bit, but during the chamber match, he was kind of doing some hillish things, like for example, when Punk, was getting beat down by Seth, Cena just took advantage of it because Cena's always I play by the rules, fair guy.
Yeah.
But now he just took advantage of the opportunity.
But the argument could be made that these two guys are fighting, I'm gonna let them fight too. So
yeah, you got a point.
Yeah,
got a point.
And it's I think they used the press conference at the Royal Rumble to set that up.
Yeah.
It's like, this is it. If I can't do it, like, this is my last chance. So him understanding that is just, he's seen the opportunity, like, I gotta take it. This is number 17 right here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But matter of fact, when he had the STF in, he just wrenched in and he went to sleep or whatever the case may be, and he won. And it's like that was the last bit of good Cena that we got.
Oh, and speaking of which, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, go ahead. I don't want to say nothing.
I was gonna say I'm glad you mentioned Punk too, because that's someone else that Cena could go against too. So we have Randy. Punk.
It's inevitable.
So that's gonna happen too, and it's like. This is so random, though. I do want to see Cena against Joe Hendry eventually.
Isn't Hendry
I know
hurt?
that's random.
I thought he got hurt.
Yeah, he messed up his rotator cuff, I believe.
Gotcha.
But he's still wrestling through it. So I at least want to see that encounter, no matter if it's a promo or something, but a heel Cena promo, or even Cena and Fatu. Jacob, he's going to be a face pretty soon. How much the crowd is behind him eventually. But let's go back to the subject matter at hand.
Whether it's before Mania, and I mean it's kind of part of the subject, but before Mania, after Mania,
yeah,
Cena has to do something to R-Truth.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
This
it's coming
is my
for
childhood hero. Hustle, loyalty, and respect. I don't follow those anymore. Next thing you know, he smacks a tray of food out of his hand or something. And he just looks like a little child, walks away.
Yeah.
You don't even need him to beat him up. Just break his heart. And no one's seen R-Truth heartbroken. That'll break the world.
Break a wish.
Just imagine R-Truth comes out with a Cena shirt, and Cena would just say, "So you were one of the ones that's stealing from me too."
Man.
He's wearing it. And he just rips the shirt off of Truth. Oh my goodness. That would be something. Go ahead, Hunter. You seem like you want to.
No, I'm listening through this. I was just gonna kind of little piggyback into the match that I think is going to involve Cena later in the year. But yeah, you ready to know what it is?
What's that?
It's your boy versus LA Knight.
Oh.
I think your boy wins the title.
Speaking of which, that's actually.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, LA and Cena promo too.
Yeah. So here's my theory. Think Jacob wins at Mania.
Yeah.
I'm 100% cool with that. He'd be a good wrestler in the mid card.
Yeah.
Set up LA Knight for Money in the Bank. Because if LA Knight cashes in on Cena, Cena beats the record, LA Knight cashes in on Cena, it is the same effect Tiffany has right now with the title. You have somebody who needs a title to get pushed up a little bit.
Ooh,
he can live with it. So, I know that's crazy, mind-blowing and crazy down the line. Could it happen? I don't know, but I think that would elevate LA Knight to have that kind of essence that like a Punk has.
Bro,
where he could say whatever he wants on the mic and do whatever he wants and nobody cares.
Yeah.
Bro, I just slowly yeeted on myself since you just said that. Like,
no Diddy.
That's no Diddy. Thank you. Yeah, no Diddy here.
But you ain't gonna get nothing out of me.
I need to refill my yeet.
All right, but
okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. How am I supposed to focus? I mean, man, but yeah, you got Cena. If he goes, LA Knight wins that Money in the Bank. I think that's a great call because that's a perfect person to win it and be able to carry that torch as well. And a very dependable person. And it's hard to tell who will be in that field once that time comes. You don't know who may have gotten called up or who elevates. You never know if El Grande Americano just pops in the ladder match and next thing you know, he's in the mix. Yeah. So you just never know. But as far as the women, I already have set in stone in my mind who I want to win that eventually. Yeah. I won't steer too far off of Mania, but it's going to Roxanne Perez. I've committed to that. She's going to be everything. If that Tiffy,
the prodigy.
Her and Tiffy are going to be like the Charlotte Becky of the next wave, I feel. So,
dude, man, the women coming up, man, it's going to be insane.
Yeah, no, I have the new WWE game, and yeah, I've just been playing all of it, all the time. So, Sol Roka's moveset in that game, amazing. Can't wait for her to get to the main roster.
Dude.
Oh, the Soul Snatcher's amazing.
I believe she won the speed title too.
She did? I didn't even know that.
Against what was it? Was it the speed title? It was against Candice LeRae.
Candice was the speed champion.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So Soul has it. That's kind of cool. But yeah, no, she's so entertaining to play in that game, and obviously her in the in matches, and then who's she with right now? Zarya. That's gonna be those are gonna be Mania matches. I love that tag team. It's so entertaining.
Yeah.
I feel like the women's tag team division just needs to be patient and wait for that next crop of NXT tag teams, because those women tag teams are actually gonna bring up that tag division.
Yeah. Tatum and Gigi.
Yeah.
And Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Metaphor.
Girls. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got, and I think that benefits them. I mean, I think Chelsea's got some girls, like you put Piper with
Alba
Fire. That's a fine tag team. That's okay.
Secret Hervis.
I love Katana Chance and Kayden Carter. I think they're really good as a tag team. They're so entertaining to watch, but they're like the LWO. You don't really expect them to be the champions. They're just really entertaining to be in the matches. But if they win the title, you're not mad that they have the title. They're entertaining. They put on good shows and matches and everything.
I definitely want to discuss the LWO later on.
Yeah,
because when
that
slingshot move is amazing,
dude. They're just really good. They're really good. Go ahead.
Kayden Carter, I believe Kayden Carter. She lifted up Piper Niven.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
They were overseas. They were overseas.
Yeah,
and they were just like, so what? I'm like, you people are terrible. Now I will say, I was the last guy who said I like the international crowds, but that was a terrible reaction to something so crazy. It's like, dude, when we seen Bianca lift her up, we were amazed.
Yeah,
we had no idea she could do it.
Heck, even Jordan Grace, I believe, lifted Piper.
Yeah, she did.
Piper in the Rumble.
So I was very disappointed in that reaction.
Yeah,
because I'm like, that kind of reminded me of when Montez Ford was going through that rut, and he's like, I gotta impress the people.
Yeah,
and that's when he ended up lifting up Otis, and everybody. That was such a moment, and it's like, I bet you for her, she was just wondering, like, maybe I should take a chance on myself and see if I could slant. Yeah. And lift up Piper Niven, and that was probably such a moment for her. But just for them to react that way, that sucked. But
yeah, I agree.
It is what it is.
I mean, I don't know. There's the women's division right now is like the most entertaining it's ever been. And like I feel like I say that every time I talk about it. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And like so lead up to Mania, I'll get home from work and I work all day, so I'm like, I'm just gonna kick on a pay-per-view, and I'm watching a pay-per-view, and it's like the women's match it was like the entrances was longer than the whole match was, and it's like. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I loved wrestling at this time, but the women's matches were terrible. And it's like, arguably, the matches I'm the most interested in are going to be the women title matches. It's good. Even the tag team title match, I mean, it's nothing, it just doesn't have any build to it, really. But that's going to be 4 of the best, 3. No offense to Raquel, but Raquel's more of a powerhouse. She's not really a technical wrestler or anything.
Yeah.
The other 3 girls in that match are great technical wrestlers, can do all the stuff, and it's going to be a good match. Low-key will probably be one of the better matches of the weekend.
Yeah.
But, it's just that NXT. And then you still have Julia. You still have Stephanie. You still have, Nikita Lyons. You have quite a few down there that are like, I don't know when they're going to come up because they've been,
I know that look. I have that look too.
Yeah.
No comment.
PG.
No comment. Yeah.
But
okay.
But yeah, I mean, heck, try not to segue too much off of Mania. That actually led to that women's match in Mania. And kind of gloss over it. We won't get too much into it, but
yeah.
Technical wrestlers, I feel like it's going to be a solid match. I just felt like they just threw it there to be like, these individuals are going to put on a good match, and we just need something to throw there.
Yeah,
so that's why
definitely.
the build was what it was with the whole women's tag team match.
Yeah.
But, I mean, heck, who we got next? You got Jacob.
Drew and
yep.
Priest. We definitely have to discuss. Man,
Good
honestly... Dude, I really want Drew to win. Both, I think they're going to really, excuse a little bit of my language, I think they will beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
Honestly.
This is Gunther versus Drew at Mania a couple of years back again. Mm-hmm. They're just going to hurt each other, and at the end of it, you're going to be like, that was amazing.
And with, I don't know, man. McIntyre, since he had that match against Punk, I think they're going to do some crazy stuff. There's going to be blood. There's going to be blood.
I wouldn't be surprised by it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about a lot of blood. Mania, I don't know if they'll do a lot, but they could definitely do some of it. Yeah.
I want to see chainsaws. I want to see flaming tables. I want to see
AEW, Josh.
We want to see. I'm just kidding.
AEW has done everything but bring a live pistol on a freaking show at this point.
Well,
or
WWE
grenade.
Did that with Brian Pillman. So.
Yeah, you're true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, WWE already beat him to the punch.
Way back then.
Yeah. 1997.
But back to the subject matter at hand, though. Honestly, I think Drew is going to come out with a dub, though. I know Priest, he can't really take a loss. Neither could take a loss, but I think with Triple H, he's going to figure something out. What do you guys think?
I'm taking Drew.
There's gonna be something. But sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem. I just, eye patch Drew was fine for a while. He's like a badass pirate. Maybe need to look into that in the future one of these days. To just throw it on just because I feel like a freaking pirate right now. But, yeah, Drew, he took the eye patch off. I'm 100% cleared. Which means you're 100% screwed. I was like, oh, yeah, Damian Priest is cooked. He's going to put up a fight, but 100% screwed. I'm not a... Steiner mathematician, but however you get to 100% means you're going to take an L. As much as I know.
I'm going Priest.
You going with Priest, really?
Only because I don't think Drew... I like Drew. I don't know what this match... I just don't know where you go with Drew if he wins it, because this doesn't really accomplish anything for him.
Yeah.
But with Damian, if he wins, he can be like, look, I beat you without having to cash in on you at Mania after I already having a match. I actually beat you at Mania. This cements me as like, I can walk what I'd say. Everyone was like, or the argument can be made for Drew, you cashed in on me after I already had a match with Seth Rollins and beat him for the first time to win the championship. Like, you can argue that. And it's like with Damian, if he loses, then your world champion that was a majority champion for a majority of the year is already lost at Mania the next year, and that just hurts Damian. Yeah. Drew's a made man. He's fine. He'll be cool. You can throw him in any match you want him to, and nobody's going to be like, I don't want Drew in this match. He's not that. He doesn't deserve this. Like, he could have been put in the match with Cena and Cody, and Damian or Drew could have walked with those two. Yeah. He wouldn't have had to be dragged by either of those two. Where if you put Damian in that, everyone would be like, hey, just get Damian out of the match. Put him in the corner. We don't know who he is anymore. Right. With Drew, people would know who he is. He's done movies. He's done stuff. He's been in shows. Like, Drew's good. He doesn't need to win. I think Damian needs the win. But if Drew wins, I'm not going to be mad at it either way.
That's a good take. That's a good take.
I like that. I feel like, story-wise, that's definitely the route to go. If you want to continue, actually make it make sense. Yeah. Because, if Drew wins, he is correct. I don't know where you go from there. Yeah. It doesn't really help his case or story. Mm-hmm. I beat Damian Priest. That doesn't really put you in the title contention, I wouldn't think. Yeah. So, Damian Priest wins. I just beat Drew McIntyre, who went toe-to-toe with CM Punk. Got some wins against him. And, so it can only elevate Priest compared the other way around.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it plain and simple. Drew's going to win.
All right.
I'm bold.
I couldn't sway
I'm 100%.
But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think if Damian loses the match, he'll be R-Truth's tag team partner on the SmackDown after Mania. I think that's where Damian goes if he loses that. Yeah. If he wins, Jacob, I want the U.S. title. That's. Yeah. I think if he wins, that's where he goes.
All gas, no breaks with it.
Yeah. So it's. I think he wins. He's in the U.S. title picture with Jacob or L.A. Knight. I don't know what you mean, but I'll take your word for me. I'll take your word for it.
I know. I'm sorry. I was feeling it a little bit. I'm sorry.
You're okay. Continue. You're a morning person. We get it.
Yeah, man. Sometimes.
But then, if Damian loses, I think he's in a tag team with R-Truth. Not saying R-Truth's terrible or anything, but let's be honest. Do you want to be fighting for the U.S. title against Solo or not Solo. Jacob Solo could be in that. I don't know what they're doing with Solo, but
I don't know.
Just hanging around.
Yeah.
Got my Solo chain.
I think he's just taping his finger up a lot. And that's all he's doing.
So what we're going to also talk about right now is Jacob versus LA. Me. Sorry.
It's my dog.
I'm getting out of control with that.
What is in the yeet juice?
That's the true question. What is in the yeet juice?
It's keeping you energized this whole pod, man.
Dude, just know.
Jacob Fatu get his aura from the yeet juice?
I don't know, man, but that's a lot of yeet in there, man.
You know how many times? It from Slim Jims.
Yeah. Slim Jims versus yeet juice. Mania. But
that's all gas, no brakes with it, man.
Man, just his energy, man. Beat you from coast to coast, post to post. You know what I mean? Y'all don't know nothing about me. I was locked in that box. I'm like, man, one day I got to get that Dom Jacob Fatu conversation about being locked up. She's like, I've seen hard times. I've been locked up. Oh, you been locked in the box? How was the food? Mine was garbage. Like, Dom only been there for like 30 minutes, so you can't really answer that.
Hey man, I think Dom, he honestly, I think a lot of people would tune in to see Dom versus Jacob, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Dom's definitely been doing a lot better in the ring. Like, it's definitely a lot better than just getting hit by a kendo stick a lot of times.
Yeah.
Especially that Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah.
Like, that came out of the blue. I didn't see that coming at all.
I mean, I know we only touched on that match, but I mean, who do you have winning that?
Between Dom, Finn, and Braun. So, I actually can see Dom winning it. Something is going to happen. The reason why I'm thinking Dom is going to happen, we discussed it too before on our way here. It's just to further the storyline between him and Finn and the Judgment Day. And plus, it will protect Braun and also protect Penta from losing. You know what I mean? I think something is going to happen where Finn is going to get speared or knocked out or something. Then Dom is going to fall on Finn or something and just pin Finn. Then Dom is going to say, "Oh, like I didn't know." Like, but Dom is the champion.
What I was thinking about too.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was just, I feel like maybe that he's been teasing a new member.
That too.
And
I forgot about that.
We kind of just haven't been thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows who that new member could be to help Dom win? Maybe we don't know. It doesn't need it, but that's always still out there.
That is true.
And as you know, Triple H, he'll throw a freaking Easter egg out there 7 weeks prior, and then you won't even think about it. Oh my God, this is what he was talking about. And it's like, when? Oh, well, 7 weeks ago.
You saw that chair on the corner.
Yeah, that chair in the corner moved, and that blonde hair in the background. That was Liv Morgan walking to the bathroom. And they're like, all right. Well, I guess that does come into play, I guess. I mean, it's not as simple as QR codes like with Bray. But
I
felt like we steered away from Fatu and Fatu in LA. But
we'll get back to that, though. I mean, JD, too, how long he's going to be gone for?
He said he should be back soon, according to the Chris Van Vliet pod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he could be coming back, too, to possibly help Dom out. And that could play a role between him and Finn. I mean, that can happen.
I have a source that says Steiner math is always right and that Braun's winning this match.
Dude, I would love Braun to retain.
I have an idea
of what could happen.
I have an idea how it could happen. Let's have Finn and Dominic be little besties for part of the match, okay? They're helping each other out, Yeah. It's still Braun and Penta. They could still overpower the other two.
Yeah.
Let's say, you get to a point where it's now Dominic, Finn, and Penta together. Braun got hit with a big move. He's outside the ring or something.
Yeah.
Get Dominic to do the 619. Get Penta in position for the coup de grace. Boom, coup de grace. Dominic and Finn both go for the pin. But then they argue with each other, and that's when you see even more of the things breaking apart a little bit.
Yeah.
They're standing up, arguing, pushing each other back and forth. Braun comes out of nowhere. Spear.
Yeah.
One of them.
That's good.
I think ideally Dominic pushes Finn out of the way to take it, and Finn gets knocked out of the ring and falls out, so he can't get back fast enough. So then Braun wins. So Braun wins and celebrates. Finn gets up out of the ring, gets super, super mad, and starts attacking Dom. That's where Dom's extra friend comes in, the new member that comes in. He's going to come in there and grab Finn and, I don't know, either attack him or knock him off or do something. But it's going to be okay.
That'd be
and
interesting.
Ideally, it's Rey Fenix.
Sounds like to me you have the script.
I may.
Man.
But Penta doesn't take the loss, and he still looks strong. He takes 2 finishers, and like I said, he's down for a reason. Braun can come out of nowhere. It protects Braun and Penta.
Yeah.
Builds to Finn and Dominic, even more tension arising, because that needs a blow off match. That's not a fatal 4-way WrestleMania match to finish that. It's going to be more of a Dominic or like the Damian Finn, ending where they have a final match where Damian puts him through the tables. Done. But like I said, with Finn, you bring out that other member, and like I said, ideally for me it's Rey Fenix, because then you have Phoenix with the Judgment Day and Penta.
That would be wild, though.
Yeah,
that would be very wild.
Because are they able to pull that off with him being a SmackDown superstar though?
I don't know, because Cody and Cena have mostly been feuding on Raw. Like that's where a lot of their big stuff's happened. Has been on Raw, and Cena's the world champion or Cody's the world champion for SmackDown.
That's true.
But
I feel like that's Mania, because of Mania season, they kind
everyone's
of
together.
out the window too.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to throw Phoenix. I think also with the debut of Phoenix, they're just trying to get Phoenix in front of people so people know who he is already. Because he's only had the one match, or has he had 2 matches?
2 matches.
He has 2 matches now. Yeah. Okay.
Man, that Berto match. Was
Berto was
really
good
too.
Yep. And then so just get some matches under him. See, he's a good person, because not everyone knows who Phoenix is. Obviously, there's a lot of crowd of people there for Cena or Rock. Yeah. So you bring Phoenix in, this could be cool. And I mean, you don't really have a heel masked wrestler, because except
Penta looks like he could be a heel.
He does.
I
mean, you have Grande Americano or Kana, whatever it is.
Grande Americano.
You got him, but I mean, like, you don't have you have Rey, you have Dragon Lee, you have Penta, you have Axiom.
Yeah.
None of these masked superstars are bad guys. Phoenix can be a bad guy.
That is true. I never thought about that.
He fits that Judgment Day aura a little bit. So
that's good. What are your take on that?
That'd be nice if they can pull off Rey Fenix, going to the Judgment Day. That'd be interesting. Maybe Penta and Rey. Yeah. Because I don't think and when they do meet each other, I don't think you split them up. Freaking brothers. But then you can do the Matt Jeff thing. But I would like to see them, work together instead of going, well, I guess they could go against each other.
Yeah.
Great match. But
it's Kane Undertaker, it's Matt and Jeff. Even if they're fighting against each other or they're side by side, people are still entertained when they interact in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And honestly, Penta did say he wants it to face Rey Fenix like later on in the future.
Yeah.
Like a mask versus mask match. I doubt that will happen, but I know they're going to come face to face one day eventually.
They've had matches against each other in the past. It's nothing like too
Banger
crazy.
too.
Yeah, just amazing matches. So
yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't need to be Phoenix. Phoenix is my, pie in the sky idea. But I think that's a point where, Finn can finally be like, we had him beat. One of us should have been the IC title. You wouldn't let me pin him. I should have pinned him. And, he takes all out his anger on Dominic, and boom, there's your extra person. Maybe it's Penta,
Yeah.
It could be something crazy where Penta just comes into the fray or something, because Penta also fits that Judgment Day aura, like
he does.
Those darker colors. So it's like,
dude, just imagine him like wearing like purple and black, like a black man. Dude, that'd be
hard.
I just want to see him interact with Carlito daily. Carlito's funeral post for himself.
Honestly, Carlito is funny. He's hilarious.
I don't want to see Carlito wrestle ever again. I just want him to be in interactions backstage and just to say funny stuff. That's all I want him to do.
I felt like Carlito really hit that R-Truth stride.
I was just going to mention Truth.
Yeah, at this point, you can do no wrong in any backstage segment. Even if you're in a ring, you don't even have to wrestle in matches. Just get flatlined by anybody that comes to the ring, and we're going to love it. That spear was amazing, but it could be anything. Somebody Jey Uso goes to the ring, super kick, and he just falls out. It's just like, that could be Carlito and nobody would be mad with it. Like,
yeah, Braun speared him like it was Shaq going out of bounds for a rebound. Like full force, dude went fully horizontal.
Man,
just straight vertical to horizontal into a corkscrew. Dude had a 10 out of 10 dismount. Like
I would be petrified, dude.
Honestly, if Braun landed on his feet like after hitting like a front flip, honestly, that dude, man, he earned the nickname Weapon X.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I mean, you ever seen his football highlights, bro?
Kennesaw State.
Wasn't he a fullback?
Yes, he was a freaking fullback. Dude was like a cheat code, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's Kennesaw State, so it's. I mean, he's not playing top tier talent, but
I don't care if it's Akron U.
So some of those highlights are kind of crazy. Like I think he has a play where he goes like 97 yards for a touchdown. He's definitely athletic. Dude is a freak of nature. But
that dude really has speed.
The amount of speed you have as a freaking fullback is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want Lorenzo Neal tackling me. So I mean, Braun Breaker, even if he's half the man Lorenzo Neal is still going to be scary. So that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
But based on your shirt, I still want to know who's winning your match.
Oh, Jacob.
Jacob?
Yeah,
all right, good.
I like your idea. Jacob wins. LA kind of bleeds over to the WWE title picture, whether that's through Money in the Bank or not. I think that can help him a lot.
I know this is like the fourth year in a row I've been asking for them to finally take in on LA Knight winning the Money in the Bank, but I really hope they do this year.
Yeah.
To me, there's only 3 people who need the Money in the Bank to elevate them even more. And LA Knight, I think, somebody who could benefit from that right now.
Yeah.
And LA Knight's great. I have no complaints about him. I'm fine if he's a U.S. champion. I'm fine if he's not. Yeah. I don't think he's somebody who, I'm ever bored of. I'm always entertained. Even his in-ring. Mm-hmm. No, he's not, Chad Gable. He's not, all these guys who can do all the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But when he gets in the ring, he's to me, like, I know everyone compares him to The Rock because of how he talks and stuff. He's kind of like The Rock. He does a bunch of big, cool moves. I mean, none of his moves look like they're the craziest thing you've ever seen. I mean, The Rock's not, doing a 450 splash off the top rope. So it's like, to me, it's like he's great on the ring. He's serviceable great in the mic, serviceable in the ring, has an awesome theme song. And he has Slim Jims. Yeah. Give him Money in the Bank, too.
Yo, I see what you did there. Yeah.
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 Honestly,
but I don't think losing to Jacob hurts him or anything. It's cool. Yeah. I think he'll be fine.
And honestly, Jacob can elevate that title. I'm not even going to lie.
I can see how Jacob loses the title already. It had to be a triple threat fatal 4-way format. Someone else takes the pin, and he goes freaking, insane. I ain't get pinned. You know what I mean? I was beating up everybody post to post, coast to coast, and you stole it from me. And then, he just goes up and beats everybody up anyway.
Honestly, could see him just beating up the ref.
Just beat up
That's
people.
Just going off.
That's what your character entails. You're off the hinge. Just beat up people. We like seeing security guards get flatlined. Just throw them out the club. And this is all subject, but Jordan Grace throwing that security guard out.
Oh, man.
That was a heck of a sale, man. I just know that's a future Intercontinental Champion right there that got launched out of that ring. And we don't even know it yet. I got to look that guy up.
Oh, man. And speaking of which, like, the background characters, I wouldn't necessarily say background characters. We need to give respects to the refs, man.
Yeah.
Especially Charles Robinson.
Man, Charles Robinson is a vet at this point. You know what? He's basically he has hit the point now where he's like Mike Chioda.
Yeah.
Everybody, you're a special referee when we know your name. Charles Robinson, Mike Chioda. And then the rest, you'll learn eventually over time. But
yeah.
Who's the former female referee who's now like a mass wrestler in LFG or
Evolve? Oh, she's on Evolve now.
She's on Evolve.
It's Jessica.
Jessica.
Carr.
Yeah, Jessica Carr.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I just liked whenever we had referees that you were like, oh, that's a former general manager. Like when Teddy Long was a referee.
Oh man.
Yeah, I always loved when Teddy Long was a referee, and he's like refereeing a match between Undertaker and JBL, and I'm like, they're gonna go backstage after the match and just drink a bunch of whiskey and play dominoes. Like,
and what's interesting is that sometimes that's how some of them get their foot in the door.
Yeah.
maybe I just need to be around the ring, learn the ring, learn instruction, see how it's done face to face, and then transfer into being a wrestler or a GM. We all remember Brad Maddox. Yeah. And we remember that name for other reasons. But but he was a ref. It's interesting, man.
Like Charles Robinson had to get stunned by Kevin Owens.
Gets flatlined every week.
Pretty much.
Just minding their own business.
Anytime Roman Reigns gets in the ring, the referee's going to die for about 10 minutes.
God forbid you're in the ring with a Samoan, period. Someone's going to miss a super kick, or someone's going to put in a Samoa drop, and the leg's going to hit you in the head. It's just, next thing you know, you roll out the ring, and you lay it out 10, 15 minutes. You hear a couple of theme musics go off, and that's the typical tribal match right there at this point.
I mean, you guys remember Scott Armstrong, the blonde referee?
Yeah.
You know who his brother is, right? His brother's Road Dogg.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Road Dogg has a bunch of, like, his dad was a really big wrestler back in like the 60s, and like he's got like 3 or 4 brothers who are all in wrestling. So
oh wow.
you got Scott Armstrong and then you have Road Dogg, who are both, 2 of the best at what they do. It's kind of crazy.
Man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's interesting, and this is off, but this goes into tail with background characters like referees and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice to see, like, people scrapping in the ring, and then they bring the help, and then you're just like, it's Jason Jordan, it's Jamie Noble,
Kenny Dykstra,
like Finley out of nowhere. Next thing you know, you just who else we got?
Glorious.
Joey Yep. Just random people that you just remember, like, I remember when they was in the ring. Now they just the help.
Yeah, those are the agents. Those are typically the agents that go out there to help for them.
Yeah.
So,
heck, didn't Bobby Roode just come out one time as one of the security? I know he's a producer.
Yeah, he was a security guard.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, I remember when Fatu was freaking annihilating Braun Strowman. And like,
I remember that. Yeah.
Jason, I think it's Jason Jordan
event.
or Jamie Noble. They're just out there. Stop this! Stop nothing! Jumps on and does a moonsault. It's like, if you don't move, you're getting flat too. It's just like,
his moonsault is pretty, man. It's just like it's perfect.
So perfect to where it doesn't hurt his opponent most of the time.
Yeah.
Let's just say, I mean, that's first splash on Cody on his debut, but can't really help that jumping outside of the ring through a table.
Yeah.
He landed it pretty nicely there. It's just Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, going back to the producers thing, who's a producer for WWE that they just can't send out there because he may tower over people? Abyss is a producer for WWE.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine Abyss going out there and trying to break out the fight between Braun Strowman and Jacob. That would just be crazy.
They
would
literally look at him and be like, "Producer, you need to be in the ring."
Yeah.
Abyss was a crazy.
I always wish there was a match between him and Kane. That would have been so fun.
Yeah.
It's like that would be like Jason meets Freddy. Like, it's just gonna be like you're these 2 big icons you always want to see fight each other.
I love Abyss though, because I just seen the interview with AJ Styles. He was talking about, like, it was either AJ or Samoa Joe, but they were talking about their Mount Rushmore on TNA. Mm-hmm. It's like, everybody always go AJ, Samoa Joe, maybe even Kurt Angle when he got there, but none of them leave off Abyss because that was like purebred TNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was TNA all the way to the very end until he went into producing, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
AJ Styles is strictly TNA, but then he bled into the independent scene, going to Japan and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But man, this was one of the ones that, and one person I think of is like Gail Kim.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Those
I believe
like
TNA just let her go too.
Purebred TNA people, and it just sucked because she went from TNA to WWE.
Yeah.
Then she went back.
She
went back to WWE again. Then went back.
Yeah, she never got her chance in WWE. Honestly,
she never got her due because when she went back, it still was that time when they just weren't ready for female wrestlers like that.
Yeah.
That could do what, like, she would fit in so perfectly now.
Yeah. I wouldn't even be mad if she came back and go after the Women's United States title or Intercontinental title. I think she deserves it, though.
My favorite thing about Gail Kim is when she first leaves the company, the first time she leaves WWE, she's in like a battle royal, and she gets eliminated too early. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, thank you for joining us on Wrestling with Progression. See you guys next time. We will see what happens at Mania. Oh, yeah. Ooh la la la.